Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jacob with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So it seems like, just like I warned earlier this week, that we would probably see the Venezuelan strike start on this weekend. Trump today warned that the airspace is closed around Venezuela. And he also said that land strikes were going to start soon. So it sounds like this weekend, probably tonight sometime, 0 dark 30, usually the way it works. But that's kind of like, now that I'm saying it, who knows? You reveal the stuff, and I don't think it's going to matter. Trump can go in there anytime and hit them. It doesn't matter. At this point, they're pretty certain that he's coming. So high tensions, mystery as Venezuela's president's jet heads for Brazil border after Trump declared country's airspace completely closed. Now, of course, Brazil would give Maduro sanction, or let him come into their country, because Brazil is a cartel-run country as well. So we're probably going to see, like I've said, Venezuela, Brazil, Colombia, maybe Nicaragua, and maybe, who knows, Mexico are going to probably go down. Right? They're going to be the people who are running their cartels from those government positions or whatever, president positions are going to go, and we're probably going to see that Sheinbaum, I think, is she's ready to bail, I believe. So I think we just saw Maduro bail. So will we see Lula bail from Brazil? I think that's going to take a little bit more time, but Colombia, we'll see the president Colombia bail. It could happen, guys. So this comes after Donald Trump declared Venezuela's airspace is closed in its entirety, after he vowed U.S. land strikes will start very soon. So it looks like it's on. We've talked about this. We've been talking about Mexico going down for a long time, and it looks like we're going to get a lot of countries are going to go down, because it's they're bringing drugs into America, killing Americans, and so forth. Now, that's probably one of the reasons why the liberals have gone full retard mode, because they know that this strike is coming, which is going to take away their source of income, which is the drug trafficking, human trafficking. So once both of those are taken away from the liberal community, they have no more income source. So they're gonna riot. They've tried to riot already; it didn't work out so good. People are just like, I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is look at some other things going on. Afghan national arrested days after DC terror attack for threatening to bomb Fort Worth. Also came in the country under Biden's refugee program following disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal. So this comes after the 29-year-old Afghan national that was trained by the CIA, and he came into America, wasn't vetted. This guy wasn't vetted. He went on to TikTok, and he says he was arrested Tuesday after posting a video of himself on TikTok indicating he was building a bomb with an intended target of the Fort Worth area. Mohammed Dawood is charged at the state level with making a terrorist threat, according to Department of Homeland Security. So like I said, we're just getting started with this. We have millions of people like this, thousands of terrorist level people that are here. It's going to get wacky. We said it for a while, and here it comes. Now let's look at this one video with Alex Jones. I think it's very insightful of the mentality of a lot of the liberals that are out there, and they're trying to push a civil war. Like I've said before, I don't see a civil war, but I do see some fighting in the big cities, and the big cities are going to be destroyed because of it. All right. So let's watch a little bit of this.
Again, throughout these clips. Go ahead and roll it.
Black people, brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun legally, get a license to carry legally. Because when you have people knocking on your door and taking you away without due process as a citizen, isn't that what the Second Amendment was written for?
News, National Guard member just got shot today, and that shit it's a good fucking wake up. So now, y'all know your job title is no longer oppressing people. You can get belt to your ass too. It could be you too. So I hope it's harder for you to sleep at night, and I hope you stand on your motherfucking swivel as you refuse to quit serving this motherfucking dictator whose illegal orders to keep you all in DC are unconstitutional anyway. Think about it.
Are you ready to see some just fucking disgusting shit?
Shout out to the Patriot who kirked 2 federal agents near the White House. This is exactly how we need to be dealing with violent dictatorships.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Dante, or not Dante.
All right, so what you're seeing here basically is the liberals are going, like I said, full retard. They're celebrating the death of this military member, this young woman, 20-year-old woman that was killed. They're celebrating it. All right, and so these are just a few people that are celebrating it. You go on and you do a search, and it's like, well, you know, the Democrats basically support the military. Bullshit. All right, I've never seen that in my entire career. All right, 35 years in the military and in the CIA. Anyone that was a Democrat did not like the military.
That's Dante Bastian, and I usually don't like calling people out by like their actual name, but fuck this guy. Dante is a station specialist at Hearst Media Production. So I actually have a question for Hearst. Is this really the people you have working for you? Do you understand how fucking bad that makes your company look? You have people working for you that advocate and celebrate the murder of military members. Fuck Dante Bastian, and fuck Hearst Media Production for letting that fucking idiot work there. And it's crazy too, because I never thought I would see people on the left actually celebrating the murder of military members. But you guys actually do. You do celebrate that shit. Now, I'm not going to say all Democrats are domestic terrorists, because they're not. But a lot of the people that support the Democrats, I feel like there's a very high probability that they are domestic terrorists.
Well, they should be held accountable under the law and under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for a seditious conspiracy against the United States of America. This is completely open and shut, straightforward. What is the motivation? Why would 6 members of Congress, selecting specifically for individuals with a CIA or military background, record a carefully written, carefully produced, slickly edited...
So this woman right here, CIA background, and she warned about the military killing innocent civilians. And what do we have? We have a CIA trained. Did she know something? And a CIA trained terrorist, basically now killing military members. This is dog whistling, guys. They're telling us what's coming.
Video messaging directly to members of our clandestine services and our armed forces, telling them to disobey orders from their superiors, telling them that they should individually determine whether an order is legal or illegal and defy it. Individuals who are exercising life and death power. The CIA engages in covert missions all over the world involving life and death decisions. The armed forces launches life-taking missions time and time again. They carry weapons. They control drones. They control missiles. They work on nuclear submarines. For what purpose would you ever deliver this message? As you said, it's to create a color revolution. It is the CIA playbook for trying to foment insurrection from within the military and within the CIA. Look,
All right, so this is what they did in Ukraine, guys. They did a color revolution in Ukraine, and they're trying to do the same playbook here in the United States. So we are about to go in and, you know, knock the hell out of Venezuela, and at the same time, they're going to try this color revolution because they know this was coming. So they waited white hats waited back and forth, trying to like find that right time frame, and the time frame is now. Now, when these liberal clowns start their perceived civil war, there will be a huge blowback on that from the American people. Just like there was a huge blowback to them trying to attempt this new rioting over like National Guard troops in cities and so forth. It didn't play well, right? And once they go, full Monte and start to, pick up weapons and start to kill innocent Americans, which is coming, the blowback on the Democrat Party, like I've been saying for a long time, is going to be absolutely severe, and the Democrat Party will go away, right? And who knows, maybe the Republican Party too. So neither one of the parties, in my opinion, are working for the American people. Just let me give you something like it is simple as can be. And I've said this before, but I need to get down simple, right? So you can go, these clowns, none of them do anything for us. They're just there stealing money from us and getting insider trading info so they can enrich themselves. So how many people every year are sick and tired of the time changes? It's like 70 to 80% of Americans for decades have been calling for this to stop. There have been some states like Arizona, which basically stopped it. Probably that's what needs to happen. Every state just needs to do it. Pass legislation, stop changing the clocks. It screws up everybody's circadian cycles. People die from this every year. I don't think if they really did an honest study, they would find there's probably thousands and thousands of people die from this stupid clock changing bullshit. That right there. So most Americans want that to stop, and they promise they're going to do it, and they never do. That's the most basic thing they can do, and they don't do it because they know it screws with us. That's all. That's what they're all about, So when I say the Democrat Party is going to go away, I don't like either party. I don't like either one of them. But the Democrat Party is full on retard mode, trying to destroy America, leftist, communist craziness, right? It's got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped hard, and it needs to stop right now. Right? So very, very frustrating, I know, for you and for me. President Trump halts immigration from all third world countries, demands green card audits. So 10 to 13 million people need to go away, need to be gotten the hell out of America. All right. They need to like have a whole airline or something just set up to like start getting them out every day. Should be like hundreds of thousands are out of here every day. Right. We're about ready to go into war, guys, because of all these illegal aliens that are here. Most of them, not all of them, of course. So it is a problem, and if we don't fix it, they're going to fix us, and that's something that me and other military experts are going to do a roundtable about the Muslim threat. All right, so the Muslim threat is obviously raising its head. Now, one thing I like to do is share with you the things that will keep you calm during times of stress. And so the Black Friday and the Cyber Monday, all the way to Cyber Monday sale on LifeWave's patches, right? So you got great deals here. Definitely want to get in there and take advantage of that. Now, if you're not a brand partner, as you're seeing in this special right here, you're going to pay a lot more. So there's a special, whether you're a retail customer or you're not a brand partner. How do you become a brand partner? Go to my site, $25 to line it up, or you can pay a little bit more and get patches, but just become a brand partner and then come over and get the discount, right? And then start. You can get up to 5 of these patches, these groups of patches, bundles It's a great deal. Another patch bundle that's out there that you want to take advantage of is this one. All right. So, no, not that one. This one. So, all right. So here it is. Again, you can share with, if you're already a member, you can share and get a lot of points. But also with the X49 Ice Wave, which is good for pain, energy enhancer, and then also the YH system. So as you guys can see, retail that's a huge savings right there, but an even greater savings as a subscriber or a member. All right. So join LifeWave and be better. All right. So lots of ways to move forward. So drug overdose. The drug overdose death counts are like through the roof in America right now. I'm going to share the screen on this one. As you guys know, that my son overdosed, unfortunately. So I'm very passionate about this. It's out of control. So during the Biden administration, the death counts really accelerated. Now they're starting to come down. Trump has shut the border, so we're having drug overdoses have decreased. But as you guys can see, it accelerated to an incredible level. The numbers of deaths. All right. So if you look at, let me share the screen. I'm going to share it with this, like the number of deaths. I'll just talk about it. So the number of deaths, military personnel that died in the Iraq and Afghanistan war was 7,085. We have more. That's the entire time from October 2001 to February 2027. We have way more than that dying every year, right? And that's over almost 25 years. So every year we're having incredible deaths. So shutting down the border, going after the cartels, this is why we have to do it. We have more people dying from the drug overdoses that the cartels are delivering to us and overtaking our communities than we do for military action over 25-year periods, guys, every year. So that's one of the reasons why we have to go after them. So President Trump is doing the hard thing. No one else has been able to do this or was willing to do this, or because their parties, Democrat and Republican, were making money off of it. So violent crime, Chicago violent crime year to date, 378 murders, 1,339 shootings, 5,267 robberies, and 16,408 felonies. Now, in Memphis, National Guard went into Memphis, and in 2 months, they almost cut the crime rate in half. Now, why don't they want it to happen in Chicago? Because they're blocking National Guard troops from coming into Chicago. Again, because they're cartel controlled and owned. Just like Mexico, Sheinbaum. She has to do what the cartels tell her. Same thing in Chicago and the mayor and the governor. Same thing in California. Same thing in New York. They're all controlled by cartels, guys. So that's why they're fighting to keep their illegal aliens, because it gives protection for the cartel members that have come in illegally, right? So that's the bigger picture on that, and that's why we really have to do these military strikes that are coming, very possibly this weekend, right? So, so I told you the Iraq numbers were 7,000. That's way more die every year in drug overdoses, fentanyl. So my son died from fentanyl poisoning. He was a drug addict for over 10 years. So we get him cleaned up, get him off. He'd be good, and then you go back. Just like every addict that, alcohol, whatever drug you want, prescription medicine, whatever it is, they go back, right? Often get them cleaned up, and they promise they'll never go back, and they do. And then you work with them and you get them back, get them clean. It's very frustrating, very, very frustrating. And so he would have a little bit of fentanyl, and that's why a lot of the people that do drugs now, they use a little fentanyl. Now imagine if you're an alcoholic and fentanyl was slipped into your drink and you died from fentanyl poison being an alcoholic. That'd suck, right? All right. Alcoholism is a slow death anyway, but it can be speeded up by fentanyl. Who knows? Maybe they're going to start to do that too. I don't know. But they've been putting it in all drugs. So what addicts do is they make sure they get a little bit of fentanyl so they can build resistance to it. So my son was clean for a long time, for I think 8 months. So he had never been that clean that long, and then he slipped and went back, and I thought it was clean. I went and checked on him. Everything, he seemed good, the facade was good. And then I was going back to check on him again because something seemed a little bit off. And before I got there, I got the call as I was getting ready to leave to go visit him, and I heard that he had been found deceased. So, and then they did the autopsy, and it was fentanyl. So fentanyl is a killer because he hadn't been using it in a long time. Just a little bit of fentanyl and the drugs, and boom, you're gone. So that's what's happening to a lot of Americans. The fentanyl death rate is over the top, right? I'm looking at the Afghan death. Afghan death is a lot less than Iraq. And it's like 2,456 service members were killed over the entire 20 years of the Afghan time frame. And now U.S. contractors. So I was a contractor, but I wasn't fighting. But there were U.S. contractors, almost twice as many were killed. Same thing in Iraq. A lot of they don't usually put the contractor numbers in there. But anyway, you could take all of those deaths from Afghanistan, Iraq over the last 20 plus years, and it's not the same amount that's dying from fentanyl. That's why we're going to kick some ass, guys. It's pretty pure and simple. So we have to go out and we have to kick their ass because they're flooding our country and killing us on a massive level. They're controlling our governments. That's why we have crime, crazy crime, because they use that as a cover to do their illegal activities. Because everybody's so focused on the stupid idiots that are out there doing the crimes, and they're like, just let them go again. Everybody's looking at there, and while we're doing this over here. So you know how that works. Seen this all over the world. And very frustrating that's happening. Very tragic that it's happening here in America. Hits close to home for me, obviously, but also hits close to home for me because I lost a lot of friends in these conflicts over decades. So I don't know if anyone's explained it like this before, but this is why we're going to war. This is why we're going to kick the ass out of Venezuela, and you should be happy about that, and Brazil, but it's not just us. There's going to be other people get involved. You'll see. It's going to happen very quickly. There are forces that are ready to switch sides and clean house. And of course, the people of those countries are sick and tired of being run by cartels. We don't want to end up like those countries. But in some of our states, it's already like that. Illinois is already like that. New York's already like that. Oregon's already like that. Washington State's already like that. California's already like that. So, it could go on and on. We have lots of states here that are compromised. So, in some ways, I guess you could say there's going to be a civil war because there's going to be a civil war against those cartel members. And it's not against the citizens. The citizens are going to get the hell out of there. And they're probably going to fight those idiots that are, doing stupid. And they're going to get cleaned up. In the countryside, it's going to be a snap, right? They're going to come into the countryside. I know a lot of you guys I'm out in my farm. You will be the first target because you'll be very easy and they'll come get a lot of food from you. And it's going to be very ugly for a lot of people in some of these farm communities, I believe. So you guys need to really have your pals and your bullets and have a plan that you work together in case these guys, same thing in the city. All right. So they'll come neighborhood to neighborhood, house to house, neighborhood to neighborhood. And the police force will be occupied in another event somewhere. They'll send like 100 cars to one major event, and everything else is like wide open, and that's when they're going to hit. All right. Super stupid simple. I've seen it in the Middle East over and over and over again. It's like, does no one learn? Well, Americans are going to learn. They're going to learn the hard way, and they're going to learn, but Americans learn fast. And then it's going to be bad on the people that start this. All right. It's coming though, guys. It's coming. You got to be aware. You got to be ready. And when it hits, it's 444 right now where I'm at. So it's like, and I just, whatever, my phone just like lit up and it was like 444. The angels are like, listen to Mike, right? Listen to Mike. All right, guys. It's game time. If it does kick off this weekend, we could see economic. They'll pull the plug on the economy, stock market, banks, everything, and so that's the way it's going to end up. All right, I guess somebody doesn't want me to play anymore, so they're like, oh, there we go. Hello, baddies out there. So it's definitely going to be big wake up calls for big cities. All right. And you know, I did a military roundtable just the other day. Joshua Reed and Alpha Warrior, and so all of us are from separate groups, and I've also done military roundtables with lots of other professionals all over the world, and high-ranking generals and so forth. Everybody, guys, is saying it's going to come for the big cities. All right. So I think Trump and his team have said that we're probably going to lose like so many cities, and that's because that's the way it works. The Muslim crazy cats are going to like take over these cities, guys. Now they already have some cities. Michigan, you know, we got a lot of problems in Michigan, and some other cities, right? So states, but we're gonna have to clean that up. We're gonna have to clean it up. If they're not loyal to the United States, they got to go. All right. So we're going to see a lot of that, and load them up and get them out. Load them up, get them out as fast as we can, because they're going to be a problem until we start doing it. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, military tribunals, and you're not going to worry. You're not going to care about. Well, some of you will still about Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Barack Obama is running to UK. Don't worry, we'll hunt them down and bring them back, dead or alive, right? So I've said this for a long time. They can run, but they can't hide, and we'll find them. Okay, guys, lots of craziness to come. Let's hope it doesn't happen like this. I hope it doesn't happen like this. I hope it's like, you know, beautiful harp music, and everybody just gets along, right? And we just all have a drink together, and it's like, okay. And those that don't drink, we'll get some nice juice for them or whatever, right? So, all right. You know the deal. Stay in the love vibration. It opens up your field of consciousness to information that you wouldn't normally be aware of. Some of you are working in that that third, you know, the second brain. So the gut feeling, you get a gut, you know, you get that gut. Your gut doesn't feel right in my gut. Something's tightening up, and I know a lot of military veterans are like that. But the highest level of consciousness will be the brain and the heart coherence. All right. So the analytical, it's pretty much the masculine, feminine. All right. The feminine, the heart, and then the masculine, the analytical side of the brain. So this is going to be very interesting going forward. And on top of that, we got like earth changes coming in. I haven't like talked about that in several days, and that's getting wacky and crazy. So hopefully next show I'll be able to focus on it. All right, guys, lots of love, stay in love vibration. and I'll see you guys next time.